Hello family and friends, this is Rob the Sapper Gardener representing Essayons Family Garden, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. We've been cleaning up our garden the last few weeks, getting ready for the real cold to come in, and we've got some areas that needed a lot more cleaning. So we're going to put some clips in here, a few voiceovers to show you some of the progress that we've made. And then we're going to come back and show a couple of areas that we still really need to dig in, knock out. We're not going to beat ourselves up or overdo it trying to get things done, because right now it's the end of October. We've still got many cold months ahead of us to do some things, but we want to try to get as much done before we get the super freezing cold in that we know is going to come in late November, December, January. So let me show you some clips, come back, show you some more stuff that we've got to get done. So in our front yard, we've got a couple of crepe myrtles, and they are doing good. And one thing I didn't know, crepe myrtles are not poisonous, so some actually have edible berries. And these next two plants, well, aside from our other crepe myrtle, we've got a ginkgo biloba and a ashwagandha plant, and we've also got two mulberry trees that have skyrocketed up. We need to trim. And my wife is the expert on the ginkgo biloba, so I always confuse those two. But this one is definitely our other ballooning up mulberry tree, and they are just doing great. But an area that's not doing great, so this area, Micro Orchard 2, has gotten very overgrown. We let it go back to nature probably April, May time frame. We just stopped tending to it and focused on the inner garden and a little bit on the garage garden, which we also let go back to nature. But this is so overgrown now, I can't even get the riding mower to cut everything. So we're gonna weed eat part of it. We've got the huge wood pile back there, which I'll give you a quick look at, which we're going to get professionals in to crush that up and haul off what we don't want, so we don't have snakes and other critters hiding in there. We got some more areas clean. We're going to add some garlic in these. And we got two beds here we need to fill. We got some fig trees I'm gonna overwinter here shortly. But one of our other big carryover projects, we have to be careful now because we've made a few spaces which we know better, but we've done anyway. When you start making little hideaways like that, you create spaces for snakes, possums, raccoons, groundhogs, whatnot to hide in, just like this big chicken coop area. And we're about to demolish this. I've procrastinated a little bit, but it's time. It's time. It's demolishing time. So we're gonna smash this down, save our little coop inside it to use as a isolation coop for our new birds as we get them, or if we get a nasty bird to take care of. We've gotten a good start on our firewood, but we definitely want to try to fill this up. Got to do some repairs on the side. Yeah, this is one of the spots where I've seen the groundhog a lot. So we're going to clear around it and make sure we don't give them as many places to go in and hide away. And yeah, we just got to do better.
A few days later.
So now we've cleared all this excess wood out, and we got enough room to put us up a high tunnel or a polytunnel, or maybe another greenhouse. We don't get as much sun over here, so this might not be the best area to put sun-loving plants, but we can put understories, which are plants that traditionally grow under other trees, and they'll do fine over here. Plants like our wintergreens, pawpaw trees, blackberries. We'll figure out all the different perennials that we can put over here, and maybe a few annuals, but we got lots more room to grow. We've probably got an extra 1/10 of an acre now that we've cleared all the wood that used to be stacked up here and all that overgrowth. And we'll see how everything goes in 2023. So we have knocked out a lot of the coop, and we actually hired somebody to come in and just bulldoze a big section of it that we are not worried about reclaiming. We did save our old little coop, which we're gonna get cleaned out, and we're going to reuse our cattle panels, which they did mangle up one of the cattle panels, but we took a job that was going to take us probably a week or two to do, and they knocked this out in one day. So now we got time to take care of some other things in the garden. We're going to move our little coop closer to the privacy fence, or maybe inside the privacy fence, but still separate enough where we can use it as an isolation coop for any new birds that we bring in, that we bring out before we mix them in with the rest of the flock. And I gotta redo this compost pile. We got one of the sides down, which I'm not gonna say we didn't have good help, but when you pay somebody, you hope they do things right. And they actually took out one of our sections of the fence that we had here, but once I pull this out, it'll be easy to build it up. And actually, we may gate this off, because one thing about your compost pile, because it's warm, sometimes it does attract digging pests that want to burrow in there to overwinter, and we definitely don't want that. And thankfully, they didn't do any damage to any of the fruit trees while they were back here, but we still need to come out and do some cleanup here. So again, we're not going to kill ourselves. Some of this will just be driving through with the riding mower now that it's getting colder, and when it's dry, at least it's easy to cut, even though the grass is pretty high. So we'll get on this, and then hopefully we'll get you another update within the next month or so, and it'll be done for the winter and ready for us to come in the spring. Yep, we still got to winterize our rain barrels too, which is easy. I'll show you the one at the garage. I can winterize it now so you guys can see what we do. And we have 3 rain barrels like this already set up. So we've got 3 of these type rain barrels, and these are super easy to winterize. We have a cap down here at the bottom, and we've got a spigot here at the top, and these can be reversed if depending on how you want yours set up and how high you have it. But when we get ready to winterize ours, we simply take the cap off the bottom. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And we screw it here. And that way any water that comes in will just come out. And what I probably need to do, not probably, definitely need to do, because the rain barrels do collect sludge in there, because our rain barrels, and not all rain barrels are like that, we have a planting portion here, and this top piece can actually be reversed if you flip it over, set it down in there. We have little screws on the side to hold it in. Then you don't have to put soil in there, you can just have a top, and that will stop sludge from going in it or so much sediment. We also have a filter inside this tube where it connects to the gutter to stop sediment from your gutters. But because we've got garden soil, some of that garden soil does filter down into your rain barrel. So periodically, probably once a year, once every other year, you're gonna take this top portion off and just use your water hose, or you can scoop out any sediment that's down there in the bottom. This rain barrel is pretty full, and just seeing the rate that it's seeping out at the bottom, yeah, it's definitely some sediment in there. I don't know when the last time I cleaned this one, so top of the list this goes. So we got a lot done with a little bit of professional help, but we still got a lot more to get done. A lot of cleanup and organizing. A lot of new beds to refill. Part of cleaning up Micro Orchard 2 required us to actually move some of our beds for the professional help to come in. Sorry about the quick spin. Gotta tighten up some pieces on our gates, or maybe replace some gates. Yeah, our privacy fence is about 10 years old now, and we're getting that wear and tear phase in. So I'm gonna get inside, get cleaned up, have some lunch, and soon we'll finish putting together our winterization video. One of our friends, Seth, asked if we could show the steps that we take, and one I just showed, but I'll show all the things we do around our homestead to winterize up here in Zone 7A, Virginia. So on behalf of the family here at Essayons Family Garden, Mrs. SG is actually behind the camera. We got some more sweet potatoes out, which I'll put a photo of that in later. But on behalf of the family here at Essayons Family Garden, this is Rob, the Sapper Gardener, saying God bless our great country, America, and God bless you wherever you reside around the world. Take care. Sapper out.